Hi guys, my name's Jack Nagel and I've been in recovery for over 10 years now and completely transformed my life out of addictive patterns. And with Real Drug Talk and our treatment company called Connection Based Living, I've helped hundreds of other people completely change their life as well. Like Haley, who's over 6 years in recovery. You can check her story out on our YouTube channel. And James, who's over 2 years in recovery now, you can also check his story out on our YouTube channel. Because of the mad times that we live in, we have put together a book. It's called The 11 Definitive Steps to Transform Your Life Out of Addictive Patterns Without Having to Go to Rehab. You can find it by scrolling down in the description that I'm pointing at here. If you just scroll down and click that link, it'll take you to the special offer on the book. It's super cheap. And also you get some free bonuses along with it as well. So if you're looking to transform out of addictive patterns and get some change and, have things to be different and joyful and have some freedom in your life, I'd highly recommend taking a look at this book. It could be the most important thing you read in 2021 and 2022 moving forward. Into the video, guys. Peace. I was talking to someone else about it the other day. It's almost like it's been a really good thing, particularly with alcohol, that it's kind of come along with like the wellness movement. And it sort of fit into that category. And you're exactly right. Like there's just that massive population of people that are not like in the completely fucked. They're not like suicidal and whatever, but they do have like some issues going on and it needs to be framed in a different way. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think because of the shame and stigma, those people sometimes won't help seek until they do reach rock bottom. So we need to be more open and start reducing that so that it's much more like we have with mental health.
100%.
For example, where people are like, oh yeah, this is normal to experience some mental health stuff. I'm going to go to my GP and get a mental health care plan, or whatever they might tap into Beyond Blue or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We have to start doing that with addiction as well.
Yeah, 100%. So would you say that you sort of subscribe to that notion or that way of thinking about it, that let's call them, I'm almost moving towards not even calling it addiction these days, calling it like addictive patterns or something, I don't know, but that you're on kind of like a spectrum of addiction and that you can, at any different moment, due to anything that might happen or go on in and around your life, you can move up and down the spectrum, is that kind of how you think about it, or do you think about it in a different way, like the disease concept?
I don't think about it as a disease concept. I'm very much in line with the work of Gabor Mate, Bessel van der Kolk, which is around the body keeps the score, the trauma stuff, all the trauma stuff.
Yeah.
From what I've seen in this space, lots of people are using it, to the alcohol or other substances, whatever it is, to deal with their essentially their inner pain and or mental health stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
And so that's it's like, right, okay, well, what's underneath the surface of that? That's what needs to be addressed. But you can't really do it. I mean, I was in therapy for a long time, but really until you stop drinking or using, you're not going to make the cut through, because you're still hurting yourself on a regular basis. So it's essentially self-harm. And you can't, how can you cultivate like a good relationship with yourself when you're still hurting yourself daily?
Yeah.
And so you can't address those other things, because you need to learn the self-compassion and all the other things that we do in recovery.
Yeah.
And the tools and the growth and everything. You just can't do when you're stuck in the pattern of. But so I think it is like a sort of a spectrum, I think.
Just a quick interruption to let you guys know that we've created a complete new book called The 11 Definitive Steps to get recovery without going to rehab. And for a short time only, we've got a super special deal on it where you can get the book for a heavily discounted price, plus some free bonuses, the book audio recorded and a free self-care planner that I've used to help me start my day and finish my day in a really nice and freeing fashion. So if that's of interest to you and you're looking for some answers on how to get some transformation out of addiction without having to lock yourself away in rehab for ages, maybe you might want to check out the book. Search for it in the description below. Back to the video. Peace. Yeah. So it's interesting that you say that, because I completely subscribe to that notion of like, yeah, like it's not just about getting sober to get sober. Like there's a purpose to the sober, which is to give you the blank canvas to work on all the other stuff. And you're right. I found the same thing, that it's really hard to kind of truly work through stuff properly if you're still putting drugs and alcohol into your system and kind of creating a bit of a smokescreen in there. It's sort of like trying to drive around the streets in extreme fog without any headlights on. You know what I mean? It's just tricky to kind of navigate it.
yeah, because a lot of it is about that sort of looking after yourself.
Yeah.
And having your own back. It's sort of reparenting in a way.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. And that's why sometimes I get a little bit frustrated with like influencers and things like that on you know, and I know it absolutely has to play a part. And I love this new movement, the Sober Curious that's coming through and all of that.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes people can think, the perception can be, oh, I just dropped my alcohol-free, you know, my alcoholic drink for an alcohol-free one, and that's all I got to do.
Yeah.
And that's not, for most people, what you got to do.
Hope you enjoyed that video, and thanks for supporting the Real Drug Talk YouTube channel. Every video you watch, comment, subscribe to helps us to push through the YouTube algorithms and hopefully reach more people and help them out. Now listen, we're living in the most crazy times for the past 100 years, and because of that, as I mentioned throughout this video, we've created a brand new ebook that we have a special deal on called the 11 Definitive Steps to Transforming Out of Addictive Patterns Without Having to Go to Rehab. So if that sounds of interest to you, check out the links below. You can click on it and claim the super special deal that we have on it at the moment. Again, hope you and your family are doing okay, and would love for you to check out the rest of the videos on our channels and share them with anyone else that you think it might help. See you in the next video. Peace.